Quick round of Am I the Jerk? Basically, we have a couple of situations here where somebody's wondering, man, am I the jerk in this situation or did I do okay? Round 1, Am I the Jerk? My husband has a female coworker who texts him way too much, in my opinion. It's not sexual, but it's just too much. So I secretly grabbed her phone number out of his phone and I texted her from mine and I said, I'm his wife, back off. And if you say anything to him, I'm going to call your boss and accuse you of cheating on him. She agreed to stop texting him, but now he's commenting at home about how he thinks his friend at work is mad at him and he can't figure out why. I've said nothing. Am I the jerk?
Yes, that's crazy. And I'm a crazy person and I would never even do that. I understand getting bothered by the text messages, but then you bring that up to your husband and kind of let him deal with it and set boundaries. I cannot believe you texted her and off your own phone number.
Well, because all she would have to do is be like, look at what your wife sent me, and it's awkward.
You're crazy, but I want to be friends with you and get you in my life and have you deal with some of my problems.
I mean, yeah, you do sound like a whole ball of fun, don't get me wrong. But the fact that they were, because you even say this, they weren't like sexual messages, they were just talking a lot over text and it bothered you. It'd be one thing if maybe there was something a little suspect in there. It doesn't seem like there was. That's the part that's a little sad.
That's where it would be on your husband. You say there needs to be some boundaries set. They don't need to be texting you all the time.
Do you think if you were her, you would tell your boss, listen, I feel weird, but blah, 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 coworker's wife sent me this. Da, 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 da,
She threatened her, though, that if you did say anything to my husband, then I'm going to your boss. Oh, I guess, yeah. So you go above and you don't say anything to the husband. You say it to the boss.
Go straight to him for advice, and he probably
maybe.
Maybe stay away. Don't talk to that guy anymore. I'm sure is what he'd say.
But then at least you put that out there and show it to the boss. And I just want to give you a heads up. Nothing is happening, but she's threatened me with this.
And next up, am I the jerk? My coworker's been using way too much perfume. So I left an anonymous note on her desk saying, please use less perfume because it's really been bothering a lot of people in the office. She has stopped using any, but I heard around the office that she feels so embarrassed and terrible that somebody left her that note. Am I the jerk?
I don't think you're the jerk. I just wonder if there was a better way to go around it. If you would have just talked to her directly.
Yeah.
Because then she's thinking it's everybody. And if it's really only you who's doing that, then you're putting the blame on everybody else.
It probably would have been better if you just been like, hey, blah, 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 your perfume's bothering me. But I'm not sure you're the jerk. There's maybe just a better way to have done it.
Yeah. The fact that you just left the anonymous note, I don't know if I like that. And I think you can bring it up and say it bothered you. But then, you need to say it's me, the one who's bothering.
Well, and was it a lot of people? Has it been a conversation? Because you basically said it was tons of people in the office. If it is just you, take ownership over that. When you wrote the note, you should have said, hey, it's been bothering me.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think it was everybody else in the office. I think it was just this woman that it was bothering, and then she's saying it's everybody.
Maybe not a jerk, but probably a better way to handle it.
Yeah, I don't like the way you went about it.
It's hard to call you a jerk after the first person that was so obviously a jerk.
I can't remember who the first... Oh, yeah, the crazy woman.
The crazy one that you want to be friends with.
Yeah.
That one. And finally, am I the jerk? My neighbors asked me to mow their lawn for them while they were on a vacation. Their vacation was a week and a half long, so I did mow it for them. It was a couple of days after they left. It did look kind of lengthy. So I mowed it for them fairly early into their trip, but by the time it looked like I could use it again, they were going to be home in 2 days. So I figured, they can mow it by themselves. They're going to be here in 2 days. I feel like, seeing as they were out mowing within an hour of being home, they were annoyed at the length of it. But am I the jerk for not doing it a second time and letting them come home to a project? I did mow the lawn like they asked me to.
I think you're kind of a jerk. I get where you're coming from. They were already going to be home and now you feel like it's not your responsibility anymore. Mm-hmm. But if it was at that point where it was so long, it would have just been nice for you to do it because they did ask you to. And that way, when they got back from their vacation, they could kind of just relax at home and unpack and deal with all that other stuff instead of thinking, all right, well, now we got to go out there and mow.
Yeah, somebody asked you to do that, right? They are trying to make sure it doesn't look like garbage while they're gone. But they also want to make sure they come home to a decent looking yard.
I think, they were going to assume that it would be fine and that's not going to be the project they had to do right when they got back from vacation.
Yeah, and the fact that they asked you, I mean, and you said yes, did they ask you, hey, can you mow our lawn once while we're gone? Or did they say, can you mow our lawn while we're gone? And because that might be multiple times. I mean, it's been wet. It was pretty rainy there for a couple of days.
Do you think you bring it up to them and say, listen, I'm sorry that you guys had to mow right when you got back, but I do want to let you know I did mow, but then it kind of grew back again, and I thought, you'd be back in time.
It's probably the Midwestern nice thing to say just so that they actually know.
Like acknowledge the fact that it happened.
That you did. Yeah, just so that they actually know that happened. 237, it's text 35270. I am curious, is there any of these Am I the Jerks that you disagree with?